What is up, legends? We are back with some Counterside Day 3. Day 3, we're chilling. Told you I'm gonna do all 7 days. Show you where I progress on and what I deal with. Alright, so today we are going to talk about. Stop it, Elizabeth. I had to touch the screen. Calm down. So we're gonna talk about how to start strong, which I usually do with normally these videos, but with this one, there's 2 things that you need to pay attention to. What is this? Stop doing. I gotta cut that off. What are you giving me? Oh, for using friends? Yeah. Alright. So, head over to your management. When you start the game leads you to certain things, but there's certain things that you should and you shouldn't do because the game isn't going to tell you, in hindsight, the learning curve and the EXP curve and the curve of the game. Now, the curve of the game is 2 different curves. There's curve PvP and there's curve PvE. Which player do you want to be? Now, you can do both if you're spending. You can do both at the same time. It's no problem. But let's go with PvE first. PvE first, the game progresses very slow when it comes to leveling. So what you can do is you can use carry characters, which we do a lot in Android games, and carry characters are usually the characters that usually get that are gold, that are really good, that can actually carry in DPS. Elizabeth is one of the best when it comes to that. Also, Xiaoyun is good, Kyle is good. We actually have her. Yang is good in the summon, and I am actually forgetting another girl's name, so I'm just gonna go and actually show you rather than just say girl, which is her, right, literally right here. This thickness looking at us right here. She's also a good carry. Actually, everybody on this screen right now is a good carry. So if you want to put any of them at level 50 to level 70 with limit break, you can do so. You're going to want to have at least one of those characters on both of your squads. You can use just 2 squads. You only need 2 squads, really. The other 2 squads can be kind of like backup if you want. I usually make squad 3 like the army squad or something like that, and send them out into World. We'll talk about World in a bit. I am really annoyed that happened so fast. Now you notice that my characters are all leveled pretty close to evenly. The only ones that got really any kind of preferential treatment, I guess, would be Elizabeth and Benedict, because I know how good the carry characters they are. And the main reason is because Benedict can AoE silence, not silence, AoE stun, along with being tanky himself. And Fiona kind of does the same thing too, but she kind of pushes and gives you field advantage because her attack pushes forward and pushes enemy back with her, and she's tanky on top of that. So that makes her a pretty good character as well. You can also put together a ship that increases your power when it comes to counter. Now, on day 3, they gave us access to the Gleipnir. Now, the Gleipnir actually is pretty cool because it has a passive, as you can see, increases the attack for ally counters on the field. As you level it up, it gives more and more, which is why I'm using counters, so I'm putting in for that. And then it has strict lane, places a combat support drone to select the area. The drone lasts for a set amount of time, hit stunning and damaging all enemies in the area. Again, good for positioning, because remember, this game doesn't look like it, but it's a tower defense game. And then you have core extinction, which is pretty much an OP ass hype beam laser that fires horizontally across the field, and it knocks down anybody that is out on the field. So in most cases, you can just leave the game on auto and let them throw out stuff, but there's times where you're going to need to actually control and stunt where you actually use characters, because there's traps. Now you can auto a lot in this game, but there's certain stages that don't work well with that, because again, like I just said, there's traps, and they're gonna put things out there that are gonna like pretty much one shot or wipe your entire field if you put too many characters out there at a time. So you're gonna put your tanky characters out and kind of like stall a little bit, let that attack happen, let the tank characters absorb it, and then just unload all your DPS after that to kind of like take the enemy out or do massive damage and get field positioning, that if it happens again, you have time to get more people out and points to get more people out. That's where Alduin kind of falls short, and they do that a lot later on in the game. Not so much right now. Early on, like we're in like I'm in Act 3 or 4, I believe, right now, and it only happened twice in those two, and you can actually recover relatively easy with it happening during that point. But just keep that in mind. So you see the Gleipnir that we have out right now is a bad wording, an assault carrier. You also have your main one that you start off with, which is the Coffin right now, and then you have the Rasenref, which is what I was using until they gave me the SR Gleipnir. Now you have the cruiser, which you can use, and what the cruiser does is allow you to be in the support. That's what the cruiser generally does. It's not all that great. You can level if you want, but for me, I kind of ignore that earlier until later on, until I can make a better cruiser for a better support machine. And you have the armored ship, which I just ignore altogether. However, there is a reason for you to actually use that. There's later on in the game, there's going to be stages where you're going to need a tank team and a DPS team. What the tank team is supposed to do is it's supposed to take on these super badass, I guess you call them enemies that are prevalent in the game. Usually what you want the bruiser team to do, or the tank team to do, is to take on the boss characters. Because there's going to be points in the stages later on, not now, way later on, where there's going to be literally like one-shot type of teams that the other side has that you're going to need to absorb and take out, and then let your DPS team, which you particularly is going to have like maybe one tank and the rest be all DPS, or me, I use 2, which you don't really need to, but I do just to be safe. You're gonna need pretty much like kind of like a defensive type of tank team with some healers, and just whittle down that particular, because you're not gonna DPS them down, because just the way that the game is, it scales a certain way, and that's literally what the armored ship is supposed to do. As you can see, HP for all units in the field, repair drone. This is literally just stalling with your tank team and your healer, and maybe whatever good DPS you can afford to put into that team that kind of gets yourself through that content. It's not every stage, but there is going to be a point where you're going to actually need to do this. And of course, if you're, because I know some people think, I summoned like 100 times, I got the best characters in the world, I don't need to do that. That's because you paid to win. Like that's why you don't need to live by those rules. But the rest of us who are like casual, who are probably not going to pay to win, we got to win with some skill. That's how that goes. But I know somebody's going to say that, probably a Korean gamer. No offense to them, but I know they're going to do it. Let's collect this. Now, in the beginning, like I was showing you guys before, the reason why my team is like this is because realistically, you don't need to be gangster and spend up all of your currency on leveling characters. All right, let's go here. I'm gonna show you how progressively expensive that can get. So let's just do this, and you're gonna notice now. See, that's more than even the gold that I even have right now. It's gonna cost that much, and this is just one character. I'm using all my books and everything else to put one character out there. Now, when you want to make a carry character, which I already have a few, what you can do is you can send characters up to 50. Once you get past 50, it gets really expensive. So what you want to do also is start taking advantage of monopolizing your Eternium. And what that means is you want to head into a stage. Let's say we have all these characters right here, which is why you see most of these characters are all around the same level. It's because I didn't necessarily spend all my money just on, level on the character. I did with Elizabeth and a little bit with Benedict just to put them at a point to carry. But I'm not going to do that any longer because that's going to cost me a lot of my gold, and gold is where you are actually going to come up short in this game. That's literally the thing that is the problem in this game. Well, not really a problem, but it's going to cost you a lot to actually level these characters. This currency, which is the summon currency, is actually not that hard to get in this game unless they change something going towards SEA and global. It's actually not that hard to get, so don't stress too much about that. You can just play the game normally and do the events that come in the game, and you will get summons. You will play and get summons. Any of the gold level characters, it'll be fine. Don't trust me on that. Again, like, unless they change something, you'll get literally all those characters. You'll get enough to get dupes and everything else. So don't worry about that. Just worry about your summon in the beginning of the game where you want to actually get the characters you want. Worry about that. That's what you worry about, because that's not guaranteed. Like, just make consensus thought in your mind to say, hey, I want these characters to start with, and then just let everything else fly, and you'll get the characters over the course of time, because that's just the way the game is. You'll get the characters, and the purple characters, never worry about them, because they come in stages and special stages and everything else. You never have to worry about the purple characters. Now, let's say if I want to go ahead and actually level these characters, what you could do is, I don't want to do that. You can go in and go to operation, go to the highest operation that you have completed. You see I'm on episode 3. I just haven't even started it yet. Let's go back to 2. Now, particularly, I have not really tried that hard to 3-star all this stuff and get like all the medals and stuff like this, but if it happens, it happens. What you want to do once you go to first, let's say we'll go to 23. I know I can just do 23 auto. I'll do prepare. Alright, so this one is a bad example, and I'm going to explain why. So I'm probably going to go back out and show you a different one. But this is a bad example because it has 5 targets. And you're going to have to actually use your support squad for this. Because what ends up happening is you get 2 fights per your units right here. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Before you even get to the boss. So you're not going to have enough units to actually fix. To go auto, and then you're gonna eventually run out when you do it to make it. I don't even think it does it with support either, so this is just not a good one to actually use. But if you want to sit here and watch each individual one, it is a good one to use, because then you're just gonna bring in your support people, which is all your friends. But that is limited because you get a time limit on how many when you use people. So let's say if I use somebody, what'll happen is, let's see if I have any. See this one right here. I use Kuma, and you see, actually you can see multiple ones. That's what the time limit is, so I used them already. So I can't use them again, so you can't add them. You will eventually run out, so you won't have any more. So it's not the best thing to do unless you're gonna sit here and actually watch it. But let's say you want to go to sleep and let this rock. Let's go to 4-3. Maybe 4-3 is better. Alright, 4-3 is better. There is 4 units up right now, so you can just put in your characters like so. Your 2 slots, and you hit the auto, and then you just hit start and repeat operations, and it's going to tell you how many times you can do that. I hit max 30 times with all of my energy right there, and then I hit start operation, and it's going to use all of that. What it ends up doing is it's going to give you all of the EXP little robots that level up your characters. When it comes to injections, it's going to give you gold, which you're going to definitely need. It's going to give you random like weapons, bullshit ass weapons that you can use to actually go and fodder your characters, your weapons on your characters, and it may actually give you units depending on where you're at, which is why, if you are good enough, which I haven't even done much of this yet, which I was going to do, but I ran out of time today because I have a lot to do, but I wanted to spend special time, just doing things differently in this game that I didn't do in KR. So I don't have to do on global, but talk about that in a second. All right, so if you are good enough, you're gonna notice that in hard mode starts dropping purple gear. This is where you start getting all your gear from. Your purple gear and up. Do not level up blue and gray gear. Don't level that shit up. Just put it on. Don't level. You don't need to actually level it up early game either. You just put it on and let it sit there until you start getting your purple gear. This is where you start getting your purple gear. And what you can do is, if you see fit, if you want to level out one particular team, you send them into the auto and let them, you know, duke it out a little bit until you get to the point where you can actually do, let's just go in there now. This is only going to be one team and one fight. But you don't want to necessarily do this one because there's only one team and one fight. Just let them rock this. Because remember, you get EXP for every fight that you do. So you want to have it, if they're going to spend 410, you want to do that, at least do more than one freaking fight. You know? And see, again, she's pushing up, but they knocked her down. And see how many things she is literally holding there? There's the beam from the thing, and now we have field advantage. Now you can manually control this, but the computer will do it for you. And there's the beam to push back even more. So again, GG's. And that's one of the reasons why she's so good as a carry character, because she can truck people and not give a hell. Alright, so let's see if we actually... No purple gear, but as you can see, we got gold, 828. And we're into the next stage now. Alright, see, now this is 2 fights. And again, all we have to do is put in one team. I'm just using the main team because I want them to get stronger anyway. And catch the EXP. Now, what it did right there is something that is a little bit annoying. It went past the other character. Pushing forward. Again, it's going to just repeat the same thing. Feel free to use this combo. It literally can auto almost everything in the game, as long as the characters are strong enough. As long as Fiona is strong enough to hold them there, the AI will literally use that combo all the time, and you'll win easily most of the stuff in the game. And I'm not kidding. Obviously, the better the character, like the better the tank character, the better the DPS that you have, the more it's going to actually work. But the AI will do other things on the other side to actually, you know, take it out. Now the problem right there is that she literally just gave up the loot drop, which might have been the actual weapon, but we still got the S. Alright, same thing. Let's let them have a little fun. This one works out a little bit better because it's going to force the 2 fights. So just to give you a little bit of a like if you want to level up like a single team that doesn't have a lot of people leveled in it, like stuff like that, you can do that as well to quickly level up a team that you're just now making that's like level 1 or something like that. But don't make it all level 1 characters, like give them like a tank to hold it. Like you see, like I hate him, but he's just be chilling. He holds it down. Same thing. Just need somebody to hold her down, and then the Hilda will do her thing and DPS, and then everybody else is coming behind along with the healer. Now she's actually a really good healer because she puts down healing in a spot and it doesn't go away for a long time, and the stronger you get her, the longer it lasts, meaning that it's out there almost indefinitely. So she does almost as much healing as other healers in the game, but just it's not as flashy and it doesn't go everywhere and stuff like that. As long as they are in that spot, they're gonna get healed. See that pushback, baby? And he's so easy to build. It's just like he's like basic bitch, like Asian tank dude. Like there's nothing flashy about him, nothing cool. Team 2 is looking good. Team 2 is looking real good. Alright, so we knocked that out. And of course, all of this is a blue. Again, but don't level up that blue. We're looking for purple. You also take into account that we're not gonna do that this one though. Take into account that the stages have pretty much the same thing like other stuff where you get rewards. You get you see I didn't do all the stars because I'm not really worried about it in CBT because none of this is counting. I just want to do the stages and open up stuff so I can explain it to you guys. So we're not really worrying about all that. That's why I didn't really do that much with hard. But hope you get it. So you also have your simulation. You definitely want to do this as high as you can possibly do because this is what's going to get you your contracts to level up. Your actual limit break items, which is the anti-air stuff. And the skill book stuff, which is right here, which is what gets your skills up to their next level. Side story you do when you see fit. You see I've done the Orca already. But what you can do kind of coolly in side story is build up and get a little bit of coinage and currency on that. But you could also, when you do that, you can also try to farm and get these individual items that you can see, which is basically trying to limit break this character or get this character limit break. And you also have a chance to get these characters, including Eddie Fisher and that type of stuff, farming that. Up to you if you want to farm it, just a different individual thing that you can farm here. You can also do that with John Mason, and they're going to have events that are going to pretty much do the same thing as well. But it gives you currency and it gives you like, you know, gold and stuff like that, so not something to ignore. Counter case. Counter case pretty much is like a achievement type of thing. Like once you do a certain set of stuff or level up a certain character, you start to be able to get these, and it's just a story for the character, as you can see. And I pretty much can get some in employment contracts, so I'm gonna do that right now because I was under 20. So we can hit investigate, and we're gonna skip it because y'all can watch that on your own time. And we just got 3 books, as you can see. So as your characters, as these particular characters that you have get stronger, you get more and more stuff. So it's kind of like in your best interest to kind of use them a little bit and level them and get all the free stuff that goes along with having them. There's no reason not to do it. It's just free. It is going to cost you those the blue book stuff, so just keep that in mind. So we're just going to summon and wrap this up. As I said, we're going to be back tomorrow with day 4, and I'll be giving you more tips from that point. Now, I've played and gone a few times into KR, so there's going to be a point I might end up beyond where I was in KR the first time around, because the second time around I just didn't care anymore. Oh no, why do I keep doing that? Please go back. I don't want to do that right now. Yes, we know that. So what we're doing again is we want Yang, because she's one of the best supporters in the game. And then once I'm done with that, we'll be after. I don't even think I'll Well, she's free. It's free to go after anyway. I would prefer to keep getting Elizabeth dupes, but whatever. Let's see what happens here. I'm not too keen on the hot berry group. Okay, so this might be a little hype right here. Notice when you have the two girls here and this robot that you're at least going to get a purple, but it has a possibility to be gold. It's the purple. And we have her already, which she's really good, but we're done. Alright, so we got the Peacekeeper, which is actually really good. Peacekeeper is going to be going on the army squad. I do have an army squad. Okay, again, have a chance of something hype. Now, this is a debate, the way that it's gold like this. As you can see, it could be gold and then turn purple. Alright, we got Kim already. You got her again? Really? Alright, so I'm not Kim. I mean, Yang, you're a jerk. You're not helping at all. I'm just gonna use this. What is that, 50 in a row that she refuses to come out? I do need Mia, but she probably won't even come out. And Bomi is actually really good. I might whatever Lumi and Guyan. I'm like whatever. I'm absolutely like whatever. We're gonna stay with Yang. Dang, it's just not happening over here, boy. Okay, Han. Yeah, ooh, this is move out the way. This that's worth. You still talking? Anyway, let's go to the free one, and then we'll be done. I actually got her and KR both accounts. I think I have a ticket too. I already got her. Dang. They said dupe. They said super dupe. We just gonna give you all the dupes. Like catch all the dupes. I think I have a ticket though, don't I? And because I summoned, video's basically over though. But and because I summoned, I got to do this. Let's match all that. And I'm in stage 3, so I'm probably gonna zip all through all this. Craft gear. Gear crafting, I like flat be ignored. Because it almost never turns into anything, and I just be wasting currency and gold and getting upset. I'm just gonna let it go. Just go. Don't I have... Pretty sure I do. I think maybe I don't. Oh, can you leave here, please? Thank you. Maybe I don't. Oh, I have an SR ticket. I don't have a gold ticket. Unfortunate. Alright, who is it? Freaking bot. Freaking bot. which is good for the event missions because they force you to use certain units and they force you to use the army units if you're not using the army unit. So not a bad thing. I will catch you guys next video. All right, I hope you guys are enjoying. I've always said that I've enjoyed this game. This is the best tower defense game. Android, period, with the T. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. Catch you guys later. Peace.